Hello and welcome to Spirit Touched. We're going to do a little bit more about the 23rd Psalm. This is an explanation that I got out of a church bulletin a long time ago, and I don't know who is responsible, but I'll read it. This is an eye-opener, probably never thought about, if not looked at, this psalm in this way, even though we say it over and over again. The Lord is my shepherd. That's relationship. I shall not want. That's supply. He makes me lie down in green pastures. That's rest. He leads me beside the still waters. That's refreshment. He restores my soul. That's healing. He leads me in the paths of righteousness. That's guidance. For his name's sake. That's purpose. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death. That's testing. I will fear no evil. That's protection. For you are with me. That's faithfulness. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. That's discipline. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. That's hope. You anoint my head with oil. That's consecration. My cup runs over. That's abundance. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life. That's blessing. And I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. That's security, and that's eternity. Face it, the Lord is crazy about you. What is most valuable is not what we have in our lives, but who we have in our lives. What does our cup overflows mean, and what is our cup? The song says, my heart overflows the longer I serve him. The heart has two chambers or cups that pump our blood, which is the life source within us. Then there's the love he pours into us along with all those blessings. Overflowing means pressed down, shaken together with more than we can hold, so it spills out into the lives of those around us. God doesn't give in trickles or drops. He gives in good measure with some extra. That's why our cup is always overflowing, whether we realize it or not. It's why we have to drink from the saucer, because our cup is overflowing with all the good things he gives us. Those folks it spills into need it, and it's the only way we can get it to them right then. So he uses your overflow. It's not always just for you. Read this psalm as though you were a sheep. R-A-H equals sheep in Hebrew. That valley of the shadow of death the Good Shepherd takes us through is from death to ourselves into his victorious love. 1 Peter 1:22 through 25. Now we're at Psalm 24. Verse 1 tells us this earth is the Lord's. It's not ours. That's why we need to be better stewards of the resources he has given us. The answer to the question in verse 3 is those who believe in him, and verse 4. Verse 5 tells us what we receive. We get to be in his company. We are his gates or witnesses of glory when he comes. God is the King of glory. He is mighty in power. That's why we need to let him do our fighting. This is a song for entering his temple. That's why we need those clean hands and pure hearts to stay away from things that are false. We keep our souls clean by not doing deceitful things or swearing. Look at Psalm 25:21. This is where we find integrity and uprightness. This is where we wait for the Lord our shepherd. And Psalm 25:10. Selah, S-E-L-A-H, means resting, but it also means going to the next level. These three Psalms are how we get to that next level. They take us out to be his mighty desert shepherd prayer warriors and how to be more efficient witnesses. Only Jesus is strong enough to face Satan alone in the wilderness. Notice Jesus used the word. Jesus usually sent the disciples out in groups of 2 or more. The weak need the strong need each other. We all need Jesus, who is the source of our strength. 1 Thessalonians 5:14. A sheep watering place can be an oasis. An oasis is where we stop for rest. The trees give shade. Still waters are calming. They bring a sense of tranquility, which is another name for peace. Our souls need those times of peace, and his oasis is one place to find it as we enjoy the beauty of his creation all around us. Let's take a look at some of the things a good shepherd does and why. The flock always comes first, before your own comfort. The sheep get fed first. Check them for burrs and wounds. Make sure they have water. Bed them down for the night. During lambing season, be ready to assist. When storm clouds rise, get them to shelter. Make sure stalls have fresh straw, keeping the wolves away. In a sense, Adam was the first shepherd. Why? Because God let him name all the animals and then put them under his care. The word tells us God clothed Adam and Eve. He made those coverings out of lamb's fleece. So it was God who made the first sacrifice of a lamb. Genesis 3:21 is so that lamb is the sin offering for Adam and Eve. We are that. Wearing that fleece was their atonement, along with getting thrown out of the garden. Sheep will not lie down if they are not sure they can find food or if they feel afraid. Those green pastures give them a sense of peace and well-being. You may send your prayer requests to yeanswerstwo@gmail.com.